Okay, so I'm joined here by Ashley, who is the physical performance coach here at Brighton. First of all, what would you say your three-step breakdown is for someone who wants to break into, sports science or physical performance?
Yeah, I think the big one is build your connections, build relationships with everyone you meet. Doesn't really matter how insignificant you might find it at the time, but that one a massive one. Build your knowledge, learn from again everybody around coaches, technical staff, physios, anyone. And I think get on the gas as early as you can, getting that exposure there, figuring out what kind of works for you.
Yeah. So you mentioned two things there. The first thing, networking and knowing people, etc. How can someone who's maybe at university, how can they go about growing their circle in football?
Yeah, I think reaching out to any clubs, whether again, doesn't matter if they're a small club, a big club, it's just getting that exposure, getting the knowledge how it has imposed at that time. Everyone's there for a reason, so kind of just lean on them, use them as much as you can, and just being a wee bit bold and just writing to clubs or just asking anyone for their foot in the door.
Yeah, no, brilliant. How did you personally manage to break into football? What was your sort of journey like?
Yeah, so I started off actually interning. I was a voluntary position. Again, I reached out to a club in Scotland, Hibs, and that was kind of my first take on the boys' side. And then from there, again, if you build your relationships well enough and you kind of get the trust and you kind of show them what you can do, moved up with the boys into the men, and then got my first role with a women's team over in Scotland, and then again transitioned to another team in Scotland, went to the Scottish FA, and then made the journey down to Brighton.
And what was that first, you mentioned the voluntary experience here, like how valuable was that for you?
Oh, immensely. I'm still in contact with the people who are at Hibs, and even there was some people who have actually ended up here at Brighton as well, so still seeing their faces around even years, 6 years later, that you're still building that upon. So I think learning everything that you can, and again, it's a massive club, using the people there that you can and trusting them, and no question a silly question, that you're there for a reason. They know that as well. They're not expecting the world from you.
Yeah.
So just really utilising everything that you have there.
Yeah, no, I think that's really important for people to hear who, like I say, first role might be a little bit apprehensive about that. Going into that environment is completely different from, a uni classroom, right, in terms of the theory.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I hate to say it, you don't learn everything at uni at all. And I think it is just about, you kind of learn what you have to at uni. And then stepping into a hands-on environment it's a fish out of water, and you will feel like that. But it is just about kind of opening your horizon, and don't be embarrassed, and just, you are going to feel uncomfortable, but that's okay. And then just moving forward from that. Yep,
100%. So job applications, obviously interviews, a lot of people dread those. Yeah. How do you personally like to approach job interviews?
Yeah, I think no one likes them. No one, I don't know anyone who dies off of going to an interview. I think just prepping, I think understanding the club's values is really important. I always like to have a look at the people who are interviewing you as well, if we can get a little bit, if it's like on LinkedIn or kind of anything that you feel that their philosophy lies upon. I think getting a good gauge on that. And again, just the more experience you can as well with it, interviews, trusting yourself. I think almost like you've got that far of all the applicants, so just getting an interview for that first stage is massive. So I need to be proud of that step as well, and then just learning from interviews. You're not going to be successful in all of them, and that's fine. But just keep at it really as well.
Is there anything someone can do to stand out during the application process, whether that's a CV, a cover letter, or an interview or a task? Is there any ideas that you would have so that they can stand out?
Yeah, I think I've changed my CV a lot over the years, understanding kind of try and keep it short and simple, getting your points across at what you've done and your achievements as well, and kind of also putting a little bit about what you're planning on doing, whether it's finishing uni, completing an independent course that is going to help you throughout, showing that you do have that ambition going forward as well. But yeah, just being honest, we dress well, CVs up, absolutely, but still sticking to kind of what you know and everything that goes along with it.
Yeah. So final question to anyone who may be watching this, and maybe they've applied for lots of jobs, still not maybe had any luck. What would your sort of last message be to those people?
I think be persistent. I think that it's not a easy industry to walk into by all means. I think that it's just keeping your ground, knowing that if this is what you want to do, to really keep at it and keep building upon your experience, reaching out to different clubs, and you'll get there eventually. You really will if you just keep at it.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.